David Rosenthal here with Internet Voice Coach. One of the things that we like to stress here at Internet Voice Coach is the power to persuade. And we want to nurture your ability to persuade with your voice. So what do we mean by persuade? Basically, when we persuade somebody to listen to us, to believe in us, to want to check out the product that we're talking about, to immediately believe in the character that we're voicing, this is your power to persuade. It's something that you have to be able to do in order to be competitive in this business. And to that point, whenever we pick up a piece of copy, one of the first things that I look at and look for is who is my audience, all right? Because I'm not going to persuade a little kid to do something if I'm talking in an adult voice. Conversely, I'm not going to persuade an adult to want to come someplace if I'm talking to them condescendingly in some silly, amateurish, childish voice. So these are all very important decisions that you make when you get up there. Now, I don't have either of these scripts available, but I'm going to pick them off the top of my head. These are a couple of scripts that came my way recently. One of them was for Capitola Mall, and it was happening about an Easter sale in which they were wanting a character to play Pete Cottontail, the Easter Bunny, okay? And they were actually having his voice persuading the audience to come to Capitola Mall for all the sales and the wonderful gifts and fun times that you can have at a mall at Easter. Anyway, so when looking at this, I said, well, who's going to be listening and who is the audience for this particular spot? Well, it was actually for both adults and kids. And so you have to be aware that you're talking to that broad of an audience for this particular commercial. Now, if you had chosen a character for that particular guy, and it wasn't actually the Easter Bunny. If you look at the end of the script, it turns out it's a guy who works at the food court most of the time at the mall, and he just picked up extra work doing this Easter Bunny thing, which he loves so much. But anyway, the point being is that you can persuade, or you can you can scare people away at the same time. So I'm going to use this script as a basic way to do something, persuade very well and not persuade well. So if you, and I'm going to persuade hopefully well with this first take. I'm going to play the Easter Bunny. Well, hey there, Pete Cottontail here. You know me as the Easter Bunny. Well, you know, it's about that time, and Capitola Mall has a wonderful sale during the Easter break, Saturday and Sunday. You can come down and you can get all these wonderful gifts. You can get, there's sales 20 to 30% for the adults, and for the kids, well, I'll be there. They can come even and sit on my lap, and we'll, just like with Santa Claus, we'll have a great time. I'll give them a little Easter basket just for their sales. Okay, so that hopefully was a non-threatening version of that commercial. But if you've chosen a different kind of voice for that, again, trying to appeal to maybe just the adults, you know. Hey, Pete Cottontail here, otherwise known as the Easter Bunny. Well, Capitola Mall, it's that time again, and Capitola Mall is a wonderful place to come for Easter. Yeah, we'll have lots of sales for the adults, and oh, for those kids, well, they can come and sit on my lap. Yep, and just like Santa Claus. Now, to me, that's threatening, because that guy, that voice, asking their kids to come and sit on my lap, it just sounds a little threatening. You don't want to be threatening in that kind of particular case. God forbid you try a voice, you know, like, hey, Pete Cottontail here, yep. Yeah, your kids can come and sit on my lap, just like Santa Claus. I mean, you got to be careful about how you persuade, right? Now, let's pretend that I am selling or asking. No, actually what I'm doing is I am the voice of a child's first computer. So when they turn that computer on, they hear my voice. Again, if I'm going to be an adult about this, I'm talking to an adult, you know, oh, well, the parents are going to be there listening, so I have to appeal to them. Now, this is going to be a game that once they understand that it's non-threatening and their kids are enjoying it, they're going to go away and leave the kid to play with it, right? These are all things that you want to analyze before you actually get up in front of the mic. So if I was going to approach this kid and, the first when they turn on the computer, they hear this voice. Hi, welcome to Leap PC, your first computer. All right, the first thing you want to do is hit the begin button. All right, the kid's like, a little out of his element, and okay. But if you make it exciting and you appeal to their sense of wonder and excitement for that age, it's going to be a lot more or less threatening, and it's going to persuade that child to want to really take a good look at his new computer and work with it. Hi, welcome to Leap PC, your first computer. All right, so to start, just press the begin button. Okay, now I'm a friendly guy who is probably a dad and probably all excited and wants to share that kind of excitement with a young child. So again, you can persuade with your voice or you can have them running for the hills. It's up to you.
Internet
Voice coach.